The days were all pretty much the same. Woke up and had my Spanish class with Paulo. The first 3 hours were great, but the fourth was always just too frickin' much. My brain felt like it was being pushed slowly through oatmeal. Then off to explore the city again and make new friends. I always stopped at the spa and tried to make myself useful. Then off to Jungle Party to see Esmeralda and feel wanted. Then back home and smoking weed and drinking with Elizabeth and whoever came over. Inevitably, we went out and I got stuck with the bill. My money was running out, and not just because of that. I knew she was stealing from me. I would hide my money some new place every day, and when I woke up the next day, some of it was missing. She would also borrow some, asking me to loan it to the spa on the promise that it would be paid back in less than a week, but that day never came. I didn't push it, because what could ruin the little bit of ground I'd gained with her quicker than asking to be paid back? I think she was keeping track of how much she was stealing and borrowing and planned ahead for the day when there'd be nothing left. That is why she told me I needed a job. It was about time for me to start looking anyway. I was getting stir-crazy from sitting around all day, learning Spanish and getting high. So she sat down and gave me the talk. "Johnny, now that you know some passable Spanish, I need you to start helping me out at the spa. You'll be sitting at the desk there in the front, taking calls and booking appointments, and I'll pay you the minimum wage for that job. Then there's this other job I want you to do. I'm going to trust you, okay? Can I do that? Can I depend on you, Johnny?" And like a little puppy dog, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, now's my big chance to prove that she can trust me. I won't let her down, no siree. She took a little device out of her purse. It looked like one of those black things the banker uses to swipe your card at the window. She held it up and told me it was a card cloner. "What I'm going to need you to do is every customer that pays with a credit card, you'll divert their attention to the wall of other things we offer while swiping the card with this. Then you go ahead and swipe the card through the POS and do the transaction. That's all." "Why?" She sighed heavily, as if resigning herself to having to explain something to a child. "This is the real business I'm in. The spa isn't even paying the bills, much less keeping me in the style of life to which I'd like to become accustomed." "Why are you looking at me that way?" "You clone credit cards? Don't give me that, okay? It's not what you think." "What is it then?" "It's a completely victimless crime." "How?" "Listen, I cloned Mary's card. My roommate ran up $10,000 before they shut it off. She got it all taken off her bill in less than 2 weeks. "Jesus Christ, your own roommate? Listen to you. Come off your high horse for a sec, okay? You're no angel. You think I didn't Google you? That was the first thing that came up. You're an ex-con, Johnny, so don't try to judge me. I gotta buy a lot of things that I turned in to the bosses, who then fence it around the city. Then they pay me a commission. I do it to pay the rent and the light, and I get some nice shoes out of it, and Amex took it all off of Mary's bill after a tiny bit of hassle. Everybody wins." "The bosses?" "It's a ring of Mexicans in the city that are doing it all over, in Mexico, Belize, the city, and now Antigua." I kept my mouth shut. This was one of those things where me having an opinion would only make things worse between us. And she was right, I was no angel, and I'd committed a worse crime, so it was relative. But wait, I'd gotten caught and spent 5 years of my frickin' life in prison. So no, this isn't a victimless crime, because if anyone goes down, it'll be me. And I can bet a Guatemalan prison will be a lot less comfortable than one in Florida. So all this flip-flopping I was doing in my mind was stupid at best. Plus, the crime I'd committed was against criminals, and saying her crime wasn't so bad because it wasn't as bad as mine certainly didn't endear her to me. I decided to learn everything I could about card cloning so that I could make sure it never happened to me, and then find out who this ring was in the city and get them all busted. Not because I'm a hero or stupid or because I didn't do it. If I didn't do it, who would? Even if the credit card companies accepted the loss, it isn't a walk in the park to convince them that you didn't spend 10 grand. Best case scenario, if you find those charges on your card and get them taken off, your card is still blocked while you're in a foreign country on vacation. You could get stranded there. Sure, not forever, but it could be hell. So I was going to do what I had to do to save potential victims the trouble. "Okay," I said. "Show me how."